Continuing from the previous episode 2150. 6 Angel Purple Wings? Seeing the tense confrontation between the two on the sky, especially the terrifying fluctuations on the Pope, Xiao Yan opened his mouth in doubt. The void where the two figures were in the picture began to distort and shatter. There is no doubt that a battle of that level, even with the isolation of their power enchantment, with the slightest aftermath emanating, is enough to wipe out everything. Angel wings are the most powerful weapons bestowed by the kingdom of angels to the strongest in the Holy Sea branch. From the lowest wing to 6, white to purple. After the 6 wings, there is the wise angel. After 8 wings, it's a blazing angel. Throughout the ages, except for the descendants of the royal angel bloodline who can cultivate to the peak, other idlers and others can only cultivate to the 6 wings, and after that, it will be difficult to improve. If you want to practice cultivation, you have to step into the kingdom of angels, or get the blessing of the Queen of Angels, otherwise you will only stay at this level all day long. 6-winged purple angel, this is already the strongest figure in the world of thousands, except for the kingdom of angels. Lu Yun, the demon of light, spoke in a rather flat voice, but it made people feel like a breath of fresh air. It seems that under the mention of the Pope's voice just now, some memories and powers in her body slowly emerged from the depths of her heart, letting her the breath is completely different from before. Damn it. At this moment, looking at the distorted void of the sky, the expressions of everyone below unconsciously became ugly, and their fists clenched tightly. I have touched the source of all things in the stars. Isn't the supreme divine power comparable to a class of hairy angels? If you want to judge me, let the Archangel of the Kingdom of Angels come personally. Boom! The Demon Emperor sneered, and endless domineering green light rushed out. In front of his chest, it vaguely condensed into a strange weapon. This weapon condensed by energy just appeared, and the whole world trembled unconsciously. Demon World Domination Weapon, Sky-Splitting Demon Spear. Even if it is only constructed by the Demon Emperor's demonic energy, the lifelike Xian gun body contains extremely terrifying power. Under this kind of power, even Miffel's angel wings are as powerful as the firefly. Wei is generally weak and ridiculous. God, grant me divine power to transcend evil. Give me the grace to transform all beings. Angel's sacred beheading. Miffel's high-pitched voice fell, and the angel gauze covered his body, which soared his breath, and the 6 angel purple wings behind him slowly instigated. Countless purple feathers fell off, and actually condensed into a handle in front of everyone. Golden Holy Sword. Above the Holy Sword, the angel's soul shadow was cast on it, and the purple holy flame lingered and danced, extremely beautiful, but above the sword, there was an angel whispering, and under this whisper, everything was silent. Even above the hilt, in addition to the feathers embellished with angel wings, there is a very strange power. That power is very strange and mysterious, but it makes Xiao Yan quite familiar. That's the power of faith? Although he couldn't believe it, Xiao Yan truly felt that the holy sword contained the power of endless faith. The power of faith is mysterious, but that kind of power is one of the signs of a strong person in reincarnation. An attack with such a strong power of faith and the power of angels, even a demon emperor, is probably more inauspicious. I didn't expect that he would dare to use the power of faith rashly. No wonder his strength would increase so quickly. The power of faith is the power collected by the respective Holy Sea branches to promote the virtues of angels, and they need to be served to the Kingdom of Angels, so the Kingdom of Angels will give them angel wings. But with this level of power, it seems. At this moment, Lu Yun was holding her head with her slender jade hand, and a sharp pain appeared. Some memories in her body were sealed. Now the seal is slowly lifted, and some information has emerged at the same time. Wang buzzing, the Demon Emperor stood up suddenly, grabbed the energy demon spear in his hand, and the dazzling green demon light flickered, as if the piercing sun began to rise. On the top, a smear of golden blood is looming. After this extremely bleak golden blood appeared, the whole world was in disarray. Wang buzzing, the Demon Emperor held the spear, his pupils contained a monstrous fighting intent, his body flickered, his demon power boiled, and he stepped directly across the sky. In an instant, tens of thousands of gigantic demon lights surged out of the spear, and the extremely fierce wind made the void became a mess, and then the space distorted, exerting the demon power to the extreme, and swept away at the Pope. Everyone saw that in the energy barrier of the sky, the Demon Emperor turned into a green spear and swept away at Miffel's position. The speed was indescribable, and the power contained in it was even more incomprehensible to them. Even if it is as strong as Gu Xingtian, you can only see that the void in the energy barrier is distorted. The man and the gun were one, and in line with the thunder, the demon spear instantly appeared less than 10 meters in front of Miffel. In a blink of an eye, it was about to assassinate the Pope's vital spot. The smoky atmosphere of the world, if you are hit by this kind of attack, I am afraid that even Samsara will only be saddened. Angel's sacred beheading. Miffel's palm was covered with golden holy patterns of light, then he raised his holy sword high and slashed directly at the Demon Emperor. Countless angels and holy lights fell like a galaxy, sacred and ethereal, and even the power of faith swept out together, suppressing all the energies of heaven and earth in this world. The terrifying holy breath of light has just appeared, and the distorted void of this piece of heaven and earth, one after another, shattered cracks, and I am afraid that in a short while, this place will completely collapse. Crack! A sound. The green demon light and the bright holy sword clashed to the point where the hot energy storm surged like a wormhole in space, greedily eating away every grass and tree in this world. No, impossible. Just when the Pope was about to make a move, he found that the deadlocked demon spear vibrated. A trace of golden blood was hidden in the green light of the demon spear. They actually pierced all defenses and attacks in front of Miffel impartially. Even the best armor hidden under Miffel's robes was easily destroyed. The lightning flash was so fast that the Pope hadn't reacted, and the deadly attack had already fallen. The demon spear pierced into the body, the icy demonic energy boiled around like a ** of death harvesting life, continuously absorbing the little remaining vitality of Miffel. How could it be possible? At this moment, Miffel slowly lowered his head and saw that the mighty holy sword of light in his hand had not been able to defend against the Demon Emperor's attack. The Demon Emperor's attack directly ignores his holy breath of light, the power of faith. Ignore your many bright power defenses and hit your vitals? The golden eyes slowly dimmed, and there was an unbelievable and painful look on his cheeks. I have touched the stars, and I have stepped into the God way. Fortunately, during the seal period, the power of the divine way was completely understood. I am now different from what I was in ancient times. How can a mortal fight with me? The Demon Emperor let go, and the energy demon spear stabbed Miffel's nerves and devoured his vitality. The Demon Emperor shook his head and stepped back. On the other hand, Pope Miffel, the 6 angel wings behind him, the angel holy sword in front of him, the power of faith, etc., became illusory at a speed visible to the naked eye. Guru, the Pope who is as strong as the 5th tier, just lost like that. At this moment, many strong people below looked at the Pope with such a terrified look, and immediately a look of awe and dazedness filled their minds, washing their cognition, shocked deep in their hearts, unable to calm down for a long time. That kind of fluctuation comes from the golden blood that flickered from the Demon Emperor's body. Continuing from the previous episode 2151. Just lost like that? Gu Xingtian has a keen sense of smell, looking at the sky. The dim golden blood flowing from the demon spear circulated on the Pope. Almost instantly, all the attacks and defenses of Pope Mifael were shattered, and even the breath of life on his body was flying at the same time. Declining. That feeling is like a weak, pitiful and helpless ant trying to provoke the supreme God, and was strangled with one hand. Unbelievable expressions appeared on the cheeks of countless people at the same time, and the expressions were hard to add. God's way, the way of God. Miffel couldn't care about the scars in his body. He lowered his head suddenly, and looked at the half of the energy demon spear pierced into his body. A trace of extremely dim golden blood constantly circulated in his body, the icy touch of death. It was the first time that he felt that his power as high as the 5th reincarnation level was so ridiculous. Even at the 5th level, when faced with this trace of golden blood, they can only be silent and submissive, and dare not express any disobedience. No matter how tyrannical the holy power of light he controls, he will not be able to dispel this golden divine power. He knows that the Demon Emperor's strength is no longer at the 5th and 6th levels, and he also knows the source of this golden blood. The power of these 2 levels of attacks is endless. There is no cure in this world, and then wait for himself. Yes, I am afraid it will only be the end of destruction. Originally, the victory was in hand, but because of the word, God's way, of the demon emperor, the conspiracy that he had carefully planned was disintegrated by him. The endless anger was unable to cause any waves, just like a dying man roaring fiercely. You actually stepped into the path of God. Ah! A ferocious voice emerged from Miffel's mouth. At this time, he was in a turmoil, and he didn't have the demeanor that a pope should have. There are only a few strong people who have stepped into the path of God, even in the great thousand world. Our strength is not at the same level. Let's end this farce like this. After the demon emperor finished speaking, he raised his palm, and the profound green demon light swept out like a tide, vaguely turning into green flames, lingering around Miffel, with a strand of golden blood from the energy demon gun, counting with all kinds of means. The Pope's life and power are rapidly weakening. In a few minutes, this mighty Pope will probably fall completely. In this way, the light power, angel wings and faith power that slowly dissipated all over his body did not overflow at all, and was completely burned by the green flames, and his vitality was bleak. The two are so stalemate in the sky, but everyone knows that this seems to be the most fierce battle, and the process before and after is so brief. Looking at the above, there was an uproar below. The way of God. What is that? Xiao Yan's huge soul power naturally listened to the conversation above the sky, but when he heard these two words for the first time, it seemed that the heart in the body began to beat violently. As well as Di Yanji, Fenju and the others became restless together. These two words seem to have some kind of special magic power. Once they appear, they will cause a monstrous wave in my mind. God's way. It was a catastrophe and a fortune. Before talking about this, you must be clear about the division of power in reincarnation. In reincarnation, there are 3 types of reincarnation powers that are well known. One is like the holy sea angels who use angel wings or the power of faith to improve their strength and step into reincarnation. This kind of improvement will lead to the fact that the strength is useless, so the kingdom of angels is also one of the reasons for the low combat effectiveness. It is the use of inferior means such as medicinal pills to improve strength. These 2 levels of reincarnation strength are the weakest among the reincarnation steps, and they are extremely floating. Usually the first level of reincarnation may not be able to beat the ordinary, steady touch reincarnation powerhouse. As for the third type, people like Jiyu Xingtian and others, with a very solid foundation, have spent thousands of years cultivating and comprehending, and the powers of luck have broken through. The 2 powers have real weight in the great thousand world, and they are also extremely powerful existences. At this moment, Lu Yun changed her previous cowardice and seemed to be a different person. God's way. That's the 4th type, and it's also the strongest being in reincarnation. Those who have stepped into the path of God have undergone some mysterious and special change in the power of reincarnation in their bodies. The trace of golden blood in the body of a demon emperor is the best proof. Their power is above any ordinary reincarnation, and they are invincible at the same level. If the demon emperor is now at the 5th level, if he uses all the power of reincarnation, it may be enough to crush the 6th level. It's not a problem to cooperate with the magic weapon of the demon world in the 7th level. In reincarnation, the difference of the first order is like a gulf, but the power of the divine way can make up for it. The so-called divine road, no one knows where it is, even the demon emperor and others who have stepped into the divine road. The origin of Shenlu seems to be due to the catastrophe of the great thousand worlds. Because they failed after entering the way of the gods, although they gained some benefits in the way of the gods, but after the failure, the memory of the way of the gods was erased and thrown out. Only one of your ancestors of the Xiao family seems to have successfully stepped through. The way of the gods has become the mansion of the gods. Lu Yun said a lot on and off, but it brought Xiao Yan an unprecedented visual impact feast. Shenlu, God's mansion? Xiao Yan's voice became hoarse. It seems that this kind of thing is too shocking and at the same time too ethereal. I don't know anymore. No one knows what the so-called way of the gods is. Maybe it's a test of the gods, or maybe it's a place where the ruins are created. As for what is the way of the gods, when the way of the gods will appear, etc., no one in the world can know. Since the First World War in ancient times, Shenlu has not been heard from, but at that time, countless creatures from Daqin world stepped into it, trying to get the opportunity to save Daqin world from danger. There are not a few strong people in reincarnation. In the end, there were only dozens of people who were crushed by the way of God and erased their memories. Lu Yun said with a very solemn expression. Obviously, regarding the way of the gods, even the sealed memories in her body are quite vague. What about the rest? Xiao Yan asked. If you die, you may stay in the way of God forever. Except for the Demon Emperor, the Thunder Lord, and some of the powerhouses from the giant powers such as your ancestors of the Xiao clan, none of the powerhouses who have entered the path of God have survived. There are countless creatures who have entered the road of the gods. In the end, only one of your ancestors of the Xiao clan successfully passed through. The one who was crushed by the road of and ran and obtained the mysterious power is no more than the number of hands. Now, you should know how tyrannical the Demon Emperor's strength is, and the crisis your Xiao clan is facing, right? Lu Yun whispered to Xiao Yan. Saying so, Xiao Yan couldn't help but fall into deep thought. Is there really a divine residence in this world? If their ancestors of the Xiao clan successfully crossed the divine road and became a divine mansion, why would the battle of the Great Thousand Worlds be so tragic? Even after the catastrophe is over, will the entire Xiao clan disappear mysteriously? However, Xiao Yan also knows that no matter whether this is true or not, the deeds of the ancestors of the Xiao clan who crossed the path of gods and became the mansion of the gods eventually angered countless giants in the world. I'm afraid this is also one of the reasons for the mysterious disappearance of the Xiao clan. Continuing from the previous episode 2152. Now, do you know? Lu Yun shook her head gently, her voice was full of melancholy. These words were intended to tell Xiao Yan. Are they in the underworld? At this moment, Xiao Yan's eyes were filled with a trace of doubt, and he boldly guessed. Do not know. Maybe they are on the way to escape, or maybe they have already been obliterated. The end of everything is still waiting for you to explore by yourself, and we can't help you. Even if we help you, we can only do it in secret until all the truth is revealed. After all, there are still many forces that are eyeing the descendants of the Xiao clan, but it's just because of some Xiao clan allies, it's not easy to take action. Speaking of which, Lu Yun finally revealed such a rather mysterious remark. Why do you know so many secrets? This is Xiao Yan's greatest concern. Because I am him, and he is me. Relying on the supreme magic formula of the demon world, our memories coexist together. After Lu Yun finished speaking, without words, her beautiful eyes returned to their original fluctuations, as if the appearance just now was just possessed, extremely mysterious. It's messed up. The whole thing is messed up. At this moment, all the power in Xiao Yan's body trembled, his thoughts began to be sorted out, and he slowly sorted out the information of the Xiao family that he had learned. Xiao clan, hero of the Great Thousand World. After the First World War, he disappeared strangely. Countless allies of the Xiao family and forces that secretly hate the Xiao family. After that, someone from the ancestors of the Xiao clan once crossed the divine road and became a divine residence. The 10 halls of Yama. At the same time, some kind of strange change has taken place in the two above the sky, and even the distant kingdom of heaven is undergoing some kind of change. You don't seem to give up yet? The eyes of the Demon Emperor are glowing with golden luster and green demon light. The green demon light is extremely domineering, and the golden luster is indescribable. It is the power of the divine path that surpasses ordinary reincarnation. I didn't expect you to actually enter the path of God, and you even retreated completely, gaining the most mysterious power in the path of God. It's no wonder that your strength and combat effectiveness were so terrifying during the First World War, and then you were besieged by several strong men, and you didn't die. Pope Miffle ignored the angel wings, the breath of light and other powers passing over his body. The old face smiled, the smile was distorted, and it was extremely hideous. Big things are about to happen. Even if he underestimated the Demon Emperor's strength this time, the victor will definitely not be him easily. Fortunately, I left behind. What the asterisk are you doing? At this time, looking at Pope Miffle who had fallen into madness, the Demon Emperor's brows were slightly wrinkled. With his sense of smell, he could vaguely perceive a rather strange aura, which was awakening from Miffle's body. I am a little familiar with that breath, but I can't remember what kind of power it is anyway. Child of Light Divine Mark. Summon. The crazy and high-pitched voice fell, and Miphael, who was at a loss, waved his palm, and directly pulled out a white light pattern wrapped and imprisoned by countless red blushes from his arms, rolled his palm, and threw it towards the sky in an instant. The milky white holy pattern, once thrown, spreads and rises in the void and the brilliance of the sun. After the breath, the whole world becomes scorching hot, and bursts of white flames are ignited, and the whole situation has been divided into chaos. Stand up. Everyone looked up, only to see scenes of light, ripples and flames rippling open. Among them it turned out to be a holy flame that contained supreme, extremely thick, filling the whole world. Under this power, they once again felt unprecedented heart palpitations. The divine mark of the child of light? You really are an out-and-out lunatic. At this moment, the Demon Emperor's calm face couldn't help becoming a little serious. As the radiance of the holy pattern rolled, the void around him began to shatter, and thick milky white flames swept out, and even the center of the divine pattern was faint. There is a powerful figure that is about to break through the void and come. The power of the divine way is enough to make the Demon Emperor almost invincible in the same rank, but now he has not recovered his arrogant weapon, and his strength has not returned to the peak. After all, my current self is only in the fifth order realm. I really want to face the angels of the Angel Kingdom, and I have to fight on the premise of protecting Duty Continent and Xiao Yan and others, and the pressure is increasing. Most importantly, there are Xiao Yan, a descendant of the Xiao family, Lu Yun, his lover, and others. No matter what, the Demon Emperor must protect them. Ha ha ha. Even if this emperor is guilty, it's still not your turn to be tried by the supernatural Demon Emperor. I will obey the final judgment of the Kingdom of Angels. But this time, the winner is still me. Miffel's voice fell, and the entire sky began to rippling. One after another six-pointed star formations swept from the edge of the distant Doyan continent, forming a bright ocean above the sky. The divine pattern of the Son of Light bloomed slowly, as if calling from the sky. The strong men of the Kingdom of Angels have come here. At this moment, in the whole world, bright stigmata burst open one after another. It seems that there is a holy sea of light reflected in the sky of the holy city. In the holy sea of light, endless sacred brilliance is constantly wriggling and rising, and a majestic giant shadow is rapidly brewing in the horizon of the holy sea of light. Skymark. At this moment, a touch of warmth flashed in Lu Yun's eyes, her body lifted into the sky, and she faced off against the Demon Emperor, her palms and fingers embraced, quite warm and firm, without any fear. The Son of Light in the previous life, whether it is strength or temperament, is the real strategic power of the Great Thousand World. The Son of Light's divine rune in the Dacheng period, with the addition of the angel's divine power, even I can't be against him. That child of light, even I admire him very much. However, the Son of Light in this life has been reduced to a puppet. Even the source of the divine runes has been deprived by the people inside the Holy See. It's really ridiculous. With 10 fingers embracing Lu Yun, the Demon Emperor shook his head slightly, not afraid, and spoke in a deep voice that sounded like thunder resounding through the sky. Last time, the power of the divine path did not spread successfully, and it was sealed away by other strong men. This time, even if the strength has not yet returned to its peak, no one can stop us. The Demon Emperor said softly, his voice was vibrating and powerful, and the green demon light all over his body wriggled and even a trace of golden divine power rippled quietly. And us. Xiao Yan, Gu Xingtian and others behind him rushed into the sky together, looking at the churning stigmata in the holy sea in the distance and the intensifying breath of the majestic sacred figure, they said in unison. This is our home, let's protect it together. This thing summoned by the holy sea, I am afraid that the Demon Emperor needs to deal with it in person. Gu Xingtian said with a condensed expression. It's natural. Soul Eater, Duty Continent is a fertile land, you must protect it. This angel, leave it to me. As soon as the voice fell, the Demon Emperor rose into the air, and endless fighting intent slanted out. A moment later, beside Xiao Yan, the master of Soul Eater also stepped out, endless ghostly ghosts, forming a ghost fog, firmly protecting them in it. Teacher. Xiao Yan saw the Soul Eater Lord Black Robe on his body, and the familiar aura made Xiao Yan smile slightly. Don't worry, with us here, no matter who it is this time, it can't be turbulent here. The Lord of Soul Eater also sneered, and circles of gloomy ghosts spread out with the power of reincarnation. At this moment, the heaven and the earth boiled, the holy sea roared and rolled, and the milky white flames wriggled around the body of the Son of Light, and an extremely terrifying figure was about to descend here. That's an angel. He is the supreme real angel above the kingdom of angels. Definitely not comparable to these pedantic holy sea angels from the nether. Continuing from the previous episode 2153. Just as the battle in the Holy Sea, Holy City in Doyan continent was intensifying, the distant kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of angels. Here are beautiful palaces standing above the clouds. Most of the palaces are shining with silver, and even the ghosts of angels are carved on the palaces, adding countless sacred and aesthetic atmospheres to them. At this time, inside a guard hall. The whole body is snow white, and the white mist is looming, just like a fairyland on earth. There are not too many luxurious things in the palace. There are only a few white jade stone platforms, bookshelves, desks and other objects, which look like a library. Lord Guardian Angel, all the ancient books have been moved to the main hall, please take a look. The two angels, holy shadows, with their ethereal breaths, appeared in the palace at the same time. Where are you going? Is there anything else? The archangel sitting on the desk said softly. His voice was quite pleasant, and there was an extremely mysterious magic power in it. It seems that someone in the lower world is using the power of light to call us. Do you see? The figure behind the archangel whispered. Go ahead. Yes. The voice fell, and the woman in white also started to move. The moving position was Doyan continent. However, before he left, he glanced at the guardian angel, who was quietly sitting in front of the desk. It seemed that a beautiful scroll of pictures was lingering on his slender wrist. On the picture scroll, there is a man. The man is quite thin. He looks no different from ordinary humans. The only difference is that he carries a huge black ruler behind him. But she knew that the man on the picture scroll was listed by the Queen of Angels as a guy with a very noble status in the Kingdom of Angels, and his status is probably self-evident. At the same time, the catastrophe of Btth continent finally ushered in the last moment. Teacher, I will gather the 3 evil soldiers in your hands and several kinds of holy flames in my hands. Can you temporarily stop this angel? Xiao Yan frowned, holding the ancient ruler in his hand, and said solemnly. The eternal ruler is a divine weapon, but it is in a broken state. Its strength is not even comparable to that of the infinite shield. Obviously, the damage is extremely serious. I'm afraid it will be difficult. The angel family has lived in the kingdom of angels for a long time. Although the fighting power is not strong, it is for the top strong. In reincarnation, the power of angels is still difficult to stop. The demon emperor's strength has not yet recovered, and even if I join forces with him, we will not be able to resist the coercion of the 6th order angel. Soul Eater's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness, staring at the huge light and shadow that was constantly rising and gathering on the ocean of light in the distance. At the same time, the light and shadow on the bright ocean finally appeared brilliantly under the interweaving of countless 6-pointed star formations. The momentum is huge, as if the gods came to the world, and it actually caused the whole world to hum, and countless holy lights fell from the illusory light and shadow together, like pieces of the sun's holy fire, cleaning some of the filth in the world. That kind of strength, actually. 6th tier. However, this reincarnation is not another reincarnation. In front of this angel, the illusory 5-level order similar to the Pope is as ridiculous as an ant. It seems that the 6th order angels who have come here now are suffocating with their tyrannical strength and combat effectiveness. Miffle, why are you calling this seat? The high-pitched voice of the Holy Spirit washed out from the sky above the bright ocean. Obviously there was no strong fluctuation of power, but it revealed a holy breath that was enough to purify all evils in the world. Under this power, the demonic power in Xiao Yan's body don't dare to make any changes. Your Excellency Angel, the Demon Emperor of the Demon World has attacked from the sky, destroying many forces of our Holy Sea branch. Please call the shots for our Doyan continent Holy Sea branch. Miffle saluted extremely reverently and roared. Whoa! The Angel of Light and Shadow raised his jade hand and waved it abruptly at Miffle. Immediately, the divine power diffused from the golden blood was suddenly swallowed up by countless threads of light, and Miffle recovered from the dying state. Demon Emperor, why are you? After doing all this, the Angel of Light and Shadow, Xianjuea, murmured with a jade color, and it turned out that she slowly revealed her true face. Everyone looked up, and saw a suffocatingly beautiful woman from the dust, pouring into their sight. A touch of pure white light shrouded the woman's delicate body, and her long hair was dragged to her waist like silk. She was wearing a pure white angel dress, and there were even strands of beautiful angels on the skirt. Soul shadows surround it. What's more important is that behind this girl, a pair of huge white wings are natural and extremely shocking. Counting it carefully, it actually has 7 wings. 7-winged white angel of the kingdom of angels? In the sense of strength, the 6th level reincarnation level strength? The kingdom of angels, the personal bodyguard of the Archangel of the Patrol? The Demon Emperor took one step forward, and endless fighting intent swept out. Even a drop of golden blood in the depths of his body squirmed, and an indescribable monstrous divine power swept out. The weak 5th level is to deal with the 6th level, and it has to protect many human beings. The pressure of the Demon Emperor doubled for a time. The power of the divine way? Feeling the ripples of golden energy, the angel girl rolled her eyes, raised her delicate face slightly, and looked at the golden blood rising from the Demon Emperor's body. Even in the face of the tyrannical overlord of the demon world, this angel girl did not have any panic. In the white halo, her face was calm and serene, and above the light-colored eyes, the slender eyelashes flickered slightly. The power of the divine path is also the most powerful power in the entire Dachin world, and even angels are afraid of it, but the angel girl just glanced at it and knew that the Demon Emperor was weak now. Demon Emperor, there is no need to explain things today. Follow me back to the kingdom of angels. We will investigate the innocence of the matter and make a judgment by ourselves in the kingdom of angels. If you are not guilty, we are willing to apologize in person, but if you knowingly commit the crime, I am afraid that this time, even the entire demon world will not be able to hinder the anger of our angel family. The Holy Sea is the power of the lower realm assigned by our angel kingdom. We have been a whole since ancient times and are inseparable. The elegant voice swept out with endless anger. At this moment, the heaven and the earth were silent, and the fighting chi and fighting cores in countless people's bodies were instantly frozen, and fighting techniques could not work. The soul power in the body was like a frozen ice sculpture, which could not be used. It's just the guards in the district. Even when I'm weak, let the blazing angels in your kingdom of angels say this. Just relying on you is not enough. The mighty voice emerged from the Demon Emperor's mouth, and it seemed extremely arrogant in this quiet world. Although the strength of this guardian angel is not cheap, it has not yet reached the level that makes the Demon Emperor fear. Since you insist on doing this, it's up to me. Guardian of the Angel National Guard, Mira. Come and meet you for a while. After the angel girl Mira finished speaking, the 7 angel wings behind her stirred up at the same time, like a light pink butterfly, suddenly shot down from the ocean of light and swept towards the Demon Emperor. Whoa! When the Demon Emperor saw this, he suddenly grabbed his palm, and an endless arrogance roared out. Light holy power, light forbidden. Seeing the Demon Emperor carrying such a terrifying attack, Mira's beautiful eyes slowly closed, her hands closed, and the corners of her mouth began to sing in a low voice, praying devoutly. This bastard actually received the blessing of the Guard Archangel. Seeing Mira's actions like this, his attack was insignificant, and the Demon Emperor was full of anger like a volcano, and it erupted completely. The Demon Emperor, whose strength has not yet returned to the peak, is still extremely difficult to deal with such a 7-winged angel who possesses the power of a true angel. Not to mention the 6th order rank ordered by the Archangel, it would be a disaster. Continuing from the previous episode 2154, the overwhelming attack of the Demon Emperor was like a flood of turbulent currents, mercilessly impacting the ocean of light, trying to kill Mila. The domineering demonic energy slammed into the ocean of light. Whether it was demonic energy or a bright halo, it swayed wildly, forming energy ripples that destroyed all things, overflowing everywhere. That kind of monstrous momentum is appalling. Let's do it too. Xiao Yan looked at the two who were evenly matched, and immediately understood the severe situation the Demon Emperor was facing right now. Although the 7 white wings are not the limit for today's Demon Emperor, the Demon Emperor has not regained his peak power. This is the most important thing. You guard here. With a big wave of the Soul Eater Lord, he set up several spooky ghost defenses in Du, before he and Xiao Yan crossed the energy barrier one after another, entered the reincarnation barrier, and officially participated in the battle. This is the power of reincarnation, and the pressure is extremely strong for you. After all, neither of them is ordinary reincarnation. Just after entering the reincarnation formation, Xiao Yan's entire body seemed to be falling apart, his bones were humming, and his teeth were creaking non-stop. Wong buzzing. The eerie soul-devouring talisman left the soul-devouring master, and went to face Xiao Yan. With the protection of this thing, Xiao Yan's pressure was greatly reduced. It's more or less a mess to come in. If the Demon Emperor returns to his peak, I am afraid that even in the kingdom of angels, only a few blazing angels can handle him. This time, it's a fierce battle. The Lord of Soul Eater was also under a lot of pressure. A spooky ghost knife and a blood-colored bell emerged from behind him, which actually evaporated the sacred aura within dozens of meters around their bodies. The strength of the Master of Soul Eater. I am afraid it is also a triple reincarnation now. Although I am afraid that it is based on the 3 evil soldiers, it is a rather inferior power of reincarnation, but with the 3 evil soldiers, I am afraid that ordinary 4-level rank will not be an opponent. Teacher, I'll try this broken artifact, the ancient ruler. Xiao Yan gritted his teeth, watching the attack of the 2 who were close at hand intensifying. Fierce eyes appeared in his eyes, and said solemnly, "Okay, I will protect the law for you." The Lord of Soul Eater nodded, and now he can only pin his hopes on Xiao Yan and the Demon Emperor. For the 2 of them, the Demon Emperor controls the power of the divine path and can ignore the aura of the power of light, and the power of Xiao Yan's clan pattern can also be ignored. If it is replaced by himself, the ghostly energy will attack the Holy Angel, and the power will be greatly weakened. Lord Angel, that's Xiao Yan. He is the incarnation of the devil. The Son of Light in this term was killed by him, the Soul of Slaughter vanished, and the Son of Light's divine pattern was scattered, all of which were caused by him. Seeing Xiao Yan and the Soul Eater join the battle, Miphael suddenly roared at the angel Mira above the bright ocean. "Xiao Yan? Xiao Yan? Xiao Yan?" The 7-winged angel Mira suddenly opened her light-colored eyes, and stopped the display of the angel's holy power. A circle of light and aura dizzy, like a meteor, streaked across the sky, suppressing the Demon Emperor's body. Boom boom boom! The power of the golden divine path gathered in the hands of the Demon Emperor, and he suddenly slammed away. In the entire space, a monstrous divine aura exploded, accompanied by a series of light and holy Brahma sounds, which even affected the Demon Emperor's attitude towards the operation and display of the demon power in the body. Crack! The 7-winged angel Mila did not hesitate at all. There was a certain floating look in her light-colored eyes, and she swept away directly at Xiao Yan's position with a sudden trembling. At the same time, Mira, who has always been calm in Gubo's mind, had a startled thought emerge in her heart. Devouring the great world, the Lord of Soul Eater could not have imagined that Mira had actually changed the target of the attack. Looking at the angel Mira, who came directly with the might of thunder, he couldn't help but let out a low roar. Countless ghostly resentful spirits emerged. Almost half the area of the world is wrapped up. The ghostly energy is rolling, and it contains a special power that devours all things. Get the asterisk out of here. Mira didn't have the mind to waste time with the Master of Soul Eater. The slender jade hand suddenly swung hard, and the Master of Soul Eater was instantly shot and flew hundreds of meters away. Damn! Soul Destroyer! Blood River Bell! Looking at this scene, the Lord of Soul Eater was standing up, a drop of blood gushing out, and at the same time dripping on the 2 evil soldiers. Endless evil brilliance emerged, and there was an extremely gloomy coercion faintly. Are you Xiao Yan? Mila came to Xiao Yan's side, looked at Xiao Yan with a solemn expression on his palm touching the ancient ruler, and couldn't help muttering in a low voice. So what? In close contact with a peerless powerhouse of this level, the countless powers in Xiao Yan's body instantly solidified, and he couldn't make any response. If it wasn't for the last trace of power in Xiao Yan's body to maintain, I am afraid that Xiao Yan would have been crushed by this angel's coercion already. Mind, have you rescued a little girl? Hearing Xiao Yan's admission, Mila asked, her red lips clenched slightly, unable to express her nervousness. Duty Continent once rescued one, seems to be called Qing Yuan. Xiao Yan wondered why this angel would ask such a boring topic, and immediately opened the mouth and said, the power in his body also began to squirm faintly and was about to explode. Demon Emperor, do it! In an instant, seeing Mira's appearance like this, the bodies of the Soul Eater and the Demon Emperor turned into streams of light and burst out, both of them containing the might of the sky. Dong, dong, dong! At this moment, the 7 angel wings behind Mira disappeared, the terrifying angelic pressure was instantly cleared, and a beautiful smile like a young girl emerged from the two small dimples. The word fate in the world is really interesting. After doing all this, Mira couldn't help shaking her head and said with a very bright smile, "What's the situation?" Feeling that Angel Mira's divine awe-inspiring fighting intent disappeared in an instant, the Demon Emperor and Soul Eater looked at each other at the same time. Their bodies froze abruptly in the air, their faces blank. It seems that after this angel simply asked Xiao Yan a few words, the fighting spirit completely disappeared. How is this going? The angel's coercion was instantly lifted, and Xiao Yan seemed to be nothing, so he couldn't help asking the figure in front of him. "Sir, what are you doing?" The Demon Emperor is the murderer who destroyed the Holy Sea branch. Xiao Yan is the incarnation of the devil, the Son of Light is. Miffle was stunned for a while, and lost his voice when he saw the sudden scene in front of him. Let's end this farce like this. Miffle, I will personally bring the Son of Light back to the Kingdom of Angels for the investigation. Your Majesty the Demon Emperor, and the Lord of Soul Eater, Xiao Yan, all of you, calm down like this. The Holy Sea branch of Doyan Continent will be personally unified by Archbishop Miller in the future after the mess is cleaned up. The entire branch will leave here completely. Mira casually spoke to the top officials of the Holy See below. The holy voice was so high that it was irresistible. Why? The Pope looked at Mira in disbelief, not knowing why until he died. No need to thank me. If you want to thank yourself, thank yourself. An unintentional move has ushered in a new era. If you didn't do that, I'm afraid all of you today would have fallen here completely. Because of him, the savior of the Queen of Angels. While speaking, Mila's body trembled, and pieces of pure white feathers fell down, repairing this space full of holes. And her expression is also extremely crazy. After the breath, the Pope with a look of astonishment, and the dying Lu Hao who was forcibly taken out by the Holy See and others forcibly took out the *** pattern of the Son of Light, his body submerged in the ocean of light at the same time. Slowly disappeared here, apparently heading towards the Kingdom of Angels. But what awaits them may not be a good thing. After a while, Jiyu Xingtian and others below came to their senses for a long time. The dry feeling at the corners of their mouths made them understand that they have not fallen, they are still alive. Even bathed in the breath of light left by Mira, the bloodstains on the skin, the weak power in the body was greatly replenished for a while. The crisis in Duty Continent has come to an end. A bitter smile appeared in the hearts of all the remaining powerhouses in this world, but the eyes of countless people were staring at Xiao Yan with a wry smile, and their expressions were hard to add.